Welcome to the deep dive. We got this really fascinating book suggestion, loaded the toppled.
Right, Damascus, A Jasmine-Scented History by Maher Asaad Baker.
Exactly. And what immediately jumped out, I think, is this huge question the author kicks things off with. Why Damascus? Why has this city kept going as this vibrant capital for literally millennia while so many other ancient places are just ruins now?
Yeah, that's the core puzzle, isn't it? What's the secret sauce?
That's what we're going to try and unpack today.
Spot on. The book really sets the stage to help us understand what allowed Damascus not just to, survive, but to actually thrive through all those changes, empires rising, falling.
Yeah, constant shift.
Constant shifts. So our mission for this deep dive really is to try and nail down those core reasons for its incredible longevity.
And it feels like focusing on this one city, this incredibly old, continuously inhabited city, gives us a great lens, doesn't it, for looking at bigger themes in human history.
Yeah.
Listeners can expect, I think, to get a real sense of how geography, the physical place, and, the human element, this resilience, how they constantly interact.
That interplay is key.
Yeah, and hopefully come away appreciating a legacy of, one of the oldest capitals, still going strong on Earth.
And it's worth saying up front, like the author, Maher Asaad Baker, points out, this book digs deep into the history, but the story's not finished.
Right. It's still being written.
Exactly. So we're looking at a living history, not just artifacts. It's evolving. It still has things to teach us.
Okay, good point. So where does the book start us off?
Well, it kind of reminds us first about humans and cities. How long we've been building them, living in them.
Yeah.
It's fundamental.
Right. Sets the context. Urban life is ancient.
But then pretty quickly it zooms in on Damascus and paints it as something, exceptional.
Yeah, I like that image the author used, a flame.
The flame passed down through ages, through different rulers, conquerors, right into today.
It's such a powerful metaphor for that continuous existence, that unbroken line.
It really is.
And it brings us right back to that main question, what lets this flame keep burning so brightly when others just went out? Turned into archaeological bigs. What's the key?
And the author hints early on, it's not just one simple thing.
No silver bullet.
No. He points to really a combination. Two big factors. It's geography, the actual location,
Okay.
and something he calls an indomitable human spirit.
Okay, let's tackle geography first. Location, 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 right? Does that hold true here on this massive historical scale? What about Damascus's location was so crucial?
Absolutely, it holds true. Think about basic needs for long-term settlement, especially way back when. Water is everything.
Sure. Non-negotiable.
And the book really hammers home the importance of the Barada River. See, unlike some other places in the region that, might have faced terrible droughts,
Right.
Damascus had this reliable, abundant water source that gave it a massive sustained advantage. For farming, for just living there day to day, it's a very concrete geographical plus.
Okay, that makes total sense. A steady water supply is foundational. You can build on that.
Literally.
So then the second piece, this indomitable human spirit, that sounds a bit more abstract. What does the author seem to mean by that for Damascus? How did that spirit show itself over centuries of, probably a lot of chaos?
Yeah, it's less tangible, but just as important, it seems. It's not just about, say, bravery in battle. It's more this deep-seated refusal to give up on the city.
Okay.
The book gives examples of, terrible invasions, fires, earthquakes that flattened parts of the city.
Devastation.
Right. But the pattern the author points out is how quickly people came back. They rebuilt. They fixed things. They just wouldn't let those disasters be the end of the story for Damascus.
So a stubbornness almost, a connection to the place.
Exactly. A powerful connection. And this collective drive to keep it going, maintain their identity, even when, the rulers changed hands yet again.
It's fascinating, that combination, the practical advantage of water and this sheer human will to persevere.
Is potent to get.
The book also says, the author calls it, a journey through human history. What does that imply? It's clearly aiming for something bigger than just a local chronicle, right?
Oh, absolutely. By framing it that way, the author's saying, look, study Damascus, and you're actually getting insights into these much broader patterns of human civilization.
Like a microcosm.
Sort of, yeah. Or maybe a continuous thread. The idea is that the long story of this one city might reveal some, eternal truths about how societies work, how they face challenges, how they manage to stick around.
Eternal truths. That's interesting. Makes you wonder what those might be. Maybe cycles of, build, destroy, rebuild.
Could be.
Or that fundamental need for community, for
Yeah.
belonging to a place strong enough to make people rebuild again and again.
I think it touches on all of that and probably more.
Hmm.
The author specifically mentions the struggles that shaped our ancestors in building, believing, and enduring.
Cool, that's key.
Yes. Because the suggestion is that the character of Damascus today, that spirit we were just talking about, it didn't come from nowhere. It's the result of everything people went through before.
There was accumulated experience.
The triumphs, the really hard times, yeah. Their efforts to make a life, hold on to their culture, their faith, just withstand whatever was thrown at them. That's all woven into the city now.
So reading this book isn't just learning facts about Damascus. It's kind of tapping into this long stream of human experience.
That seems to be the idea. It goes beyond just what happened and tries to get at the why societies persist.
Which leads to another point the author makes near the end of that section.
Yeah, the really important reminder.
That this history, even though it's incredibly ancient, has not ended yet.
Still going.
That really hits home, doesn't it? History isn't just stuck in the past. It's alive. It keeps shaping things. What does that ongoing story tell us about Damascus today?
Well, it points to this inherent dynamism, I think, this capacity for renewal, for adaptation, that's still there.
So it's not a museum piece.
Not at all. It's presented as a living capital, still evolving, still facing new things. And that ongoing story suggests that maybe those core factors, the location, the spirit, they're still active. They're still shaping its future.
So thinking about this book, Damascus, A Jasmine-Scented History, it really lays out a compelling case, doesn't it? The city's endurance isn't just luck.
No, it seems far from.
It's this powerful mix of, having the right spot on the map and the sheer resilience of its people over ages.
A unique window, really, into that long story of human civilization.
Yeah.
What makes a society last?
Yeah, what allows it to endure, not just survive.
And thinking about that ongoing story, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? What's next for Damascus? What could the next chapters look like? And what lessons from that immense past might actually help shape its future?
That's a great question to leave listeners with. And maybe also thinking, are there other cities out there? Other ancient, enduring places that have similar stories, resilience rooted in their specific place and their people.
Definitely food for thought. It makes you look at old cities in a new way, perhaps.